Alright, bulk day 5. Today my weight was 187, which is pretty funny actually. If you guys saw the first video, I was saying how I didn't think 3,000 calories would be a cut because I started at 190. Now I'm 187. But my true logic is that the amount I was eating in Italia was absurd, so my body is just getting a jump start again. So I'm gonna keep it at 3,000 regardless for at least 6 or 5 more days, and we'll see where it goes. 187 today, 189 yesterday, but yesterday I did not do cardio, or the day before I didn't do cardio. It's interesting, and I still ate 3,000 calories. Right now, I say it like this: my body is a little bit confused because the amount I was eating, and now I wasn't, and keep in mind, I didn't mention it, but I did not do cardio at all really when I was in Italy, so now my body's kind of getting shocked. I did cardio 3 times since I've been back, and the big calorie drop. So sometimes I notice that my body goes into weird modes. If I don't do cardio for a day, my weight will be less the next day sometimes, and I don't really know the logic of that, but that's just like over time what I've seen with my body. Alright, so yesterday was leg day. First, I just want to start with circumstances, your circumstances, where you can work out, if there's equipment, if there's not equipment. For example, let me backtrack a little bit. When I was in Italy, I was working out. When I had access to a gym, I would go to the gym, but when I didn't, I would do calisthenics. And even for legs, I would still hit my quads. Hamstrings was pretty much impossible without weight, but for quads, I would do sissy squats to failure. And yeah, so no matter where you are, I believe that there's no excuse. You can work out no matter what. That's how I see it. So yesterday I was limited. I only had a few machines to use for legs. So I started with Smith machine squats, and I started lighter and I worked my way up. What I did was a triangle. Started light, went up to the heaviest that I thought I could go yesterday, which was not very heavy because I haven't squatted in a little while, and then back down. So I did about 5 sets of Smith machine squats, and then after that I went into leg press. What I do for leg press is I keep my feet very low on the leg press plate, so it really only hits quads, because if you keep your legs higher, you'll hit a little bit of glutes and hamstrings. So my first set, I started light, same way as the squat. Weight, started light, went up, came back down with the weight at my last set. But so I went to failure for the first set. Second set, same thing. I try to go to true failure for every single movement, and I ended up doing 4 sets of leg press. And after that, my knees were cooked because that's a lot of pressing for me. Normally, if I was at a different gym, I would work in leg extensions. So yesterday, after doing 8 sets of decently heavy presses, not really heavy at all, I don't know why I said that, but good intensity, that's what I should say, really good intensity. I did sissy squats to failure, and I did 3 sets of those. At that point, my legs were absolutely cooked. My quads, I should say. I show my quad pump, and keep in mind that this pump is only my quads because I could have done my RDLs after doing quads and then showed my pump, but my ego gets to me a little bit, so I wanted to show my quad pump. After that, I jumped into RDLs. So with these RDLs, I start very light. In general, I do RDLs pretty light because that's how I feel it, and I do use straps, so it takes my forearms out of it as much as possible, and I try to hit my hamstrings as much as possible. The thing with RDLs is that they're a little bit tricky, because if when I first started working out, I could not feel RDLs in my hamstrings at all. It would be all lower back. So how I would say, first I'll talk about how I do it, is I like to keep my feet I like to keep my feet shoulder width apart, pointing in like this. Imagine these are my feet. I like to keep my feet shoulder width apart, pointing in. And then when you grab the bar, keep your back straight the whole time. When you go down with the bar, you'll see a clip of me doing it. When you go down with the bar, imagine you're trying to touch the top of the front of your ankle almost, but don't touch it. And as closest to your shins as possible, keep your legs at a slight bend, and then come straight up. And you'll see clips like I said, but what I did was I started light, and then I worked my way up. The heaviest I went was 225s. You know, that's the heaviest I went. 225 plates. When I do RDLs, I get a beautiful stretch in my hamstrings. That's really the only workout I was able to do for hamstrings. So I did 6 or 7 sets of that. It's very hard to go to true failure with RDLs for me because my lower back will give out before my hamstrings do. So I just go until I really feel the burn in my hamstrings. And that's how I've been doing it. If you're gonna start doing RDLs, do it how you feel it the most, you know, because this is the way I do it. Like I said, you'll see in these clips, is how I feel it in my hamstrings, because RDLs are very tricky. They're hard to feel in the hamstring, especially if you first start working out. So after hamstrings, I did my abs. So what I do is I do abs every other day, and then I do calves every other day, because those are my 2 weak points. So, and by the way, ever since I started doing abs, they've been visible. I've been doing it every other day like this probably for like 5 months now. Before, I used to not do abs at all, and I had 0 abs always. I had a pretty good physique, but no core, no abs showing. And yeah, so you will see my ab workout in these clips, and this is my favorite ab movement. This is what I've been doing for the last 5 months. It might be almost 6 months, but sometimes I switch it up. But I did about 6 sets of these. Here I will show you my ab pump, and it's not looking too hot right now. You know, they're still visible, but I want them to be more visible. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being delusional, but as this bulk goes on, like slowly in these weeks, my abs will pop out more because I ate a lot, you know, way more than 3,000 calories. So we'll see. But yeah, today weight was 187, which is kind of like the first initial thought was, all right, I gotta raise my calories, because right now I'm in eating mode, coming off a cut. And coming off of that 10-day binge I was on my vacation, I could definitely eat a lot more than I am right now. But I have to be patient. We're gonna see what my weight will look like by the end of the week. I also want to talk about the reason why I will be posting every other day, because what my plan is to record the workout on the day. So I'm gonna record every single day my workouts, and I'm going to talk about it the next day. This is just my experience. I'm just giving you guys what I've been doing, what my bulk journey is gonna look like, and I'm gonna give you like my tips and my advice, what worked for me, what has worked for me. And you guys can take what you want from it, you know. Some of the things that I share, you might not agree with, you might think I'm wrong, and that's totally fine, because I'm still learning in this process. I want to document my journey, and we'll see where it goes.